Hello world, my name's Ruben, and I've decided to rant about history and make videos about it, because I need a creative outlet, and this is gonna be it. In the last couple of years of my life, I have found studying and listening to the stories of people who lived hundreds or thousands of years ago to be just as interesting, if not more so, than many other story mediums. One of the reasons that I've come to feel this way is these stories give context to so much of what happens later. So, for instance, I'm going to be talking about Rome, so I'll use Julius Caesar as an example. Most of you listening are going to have some preconception of Julius Caesar because he's such a prominent historical figure. He had such an enormous impact on the course of history that it is hard to not have at least heard of him. Now, whether or not you just know that he was a Roman general who was killed by Brutus, or you are familiar with more of the details of his life, such as his invasion of England, or the Civil War with Pompey, for instance. What I find so interesting is the flavor that more layers of complexity can give you. So, for instance, Caesar invaded England, which is notable because no Roman had done that before that time. But the reason that no Roman had done that is that England is considered to be a mystical land beyond the realm of men in the realm of Oceanus. Very much a here be dragons kind of vibe. Like that's where the people of secrets go. You know, if they catch you, they will nail your intestines to the trees in their sacred grove. That's why you don't go there. So I've made the attempt to record little blurbs about specific events in Roman history that I thought were really interesting. I tried first this Roman emperor named Elagabalus. He was a 14-year-old boy who was appointed head priest of the sun god Elagabal, where he got his name. It was a nickname. And he became Roman emperor at the same time. So this 14-year-old boy from Syria, modern-day Syria, is arriving in Rome, having never been there before, as this foreign religion's head priest, a monotheistic one at this point. He was extraordinarily unpopular, and his life was extraordinarily scandalous. He had 3 wives, married a Vestal virgin, which is a big no-no. I'm not going to get into that right now. And he is on record as being the first Roman emperor to request a sex change. Right? Like, it's a fascinating story. But his influence, I think, is really interesting, because the monotheism of this sun god, who is supposed to be this aspect, all of the other gods of the Hellenistic Romans were supposed to be aspects of his visage. He was very much the Arabian version of the sun god Helios. The influence of Elagabal's reforms as Roman emperor gave rise to the acceptance of the holiday, one of the most popular holidays in Roman history, known as Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, which was so popular, in fact, that when Christianity started to take over in Rome, they couldn't get the pagans to stop celebrating this godless, or rather the wrong god, holiday. So they renamed it and rebranded, and now Sol Invictus is known as Christmas, right? So I wanted to go over Elagabal's life, but it's hard to explain his life, right? Without doing without going back to what brought him to that point, what enabled him to do what he did. In this case, it was his grandmother, Julia Mesa, who was an extraordinarily important Roman woman and who deserves an entire series of her own. But you can see how these tangents, these rabbit holes, which are so important to understanding the story as a whole, how much they consume time. And not only consume time, but distract from the story that I'm trying to tell. So, I'm just going to start at the very beginning. There'll be a little bit of context, and then hopefully we can just crack on and go from there. Hopefully I will be of some entertainment to you and teach you at least something that you didn't know. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time with the 7 Kings of Rome.